Hello everybody and welcome to another unboxing video for the Pro Wrestling Crate for November 2025. I don't remember if there's a theme this month. I don't know who's in this box. I'm very sleep deprived at the moment because I just came back from Full Gear in New Jersey yesterday after going to the JCW show. Flew back late, got very little sleep, and here we are with a brand new box. So let's go through things. So if I screw up, just know that I'm not operating in peak physical condition right now. Here's the card. Ooh, fancy. And let's get into the shirts. First shirt is, well, I see some Jack Skellington action happening here. You know, I may have seen this shirt at Full Gear. I think I saw somebody walking around or one of the wrestling shows this weekend, and I was like, that's an interesting shirt. And didn't know how or why they had it, but now I do because it was in this box. So it says Wrestling Before Christmas, obviously. We have Jack Skellington delivering an elbow drop to Santa Claus, who was in a wrestling ring bed, and with some Halloween things where they go jack-o'-lanterns, pumpkins, and very interesting shirt. Last year I did wear the Grinch that stole wrestling Christmas or whatever the hell it was. Wasn't it a Grinch shirt? I think so. Whatever the Christmas base shirt was last time, I did wear it for Christmas. So I will probably do the same with that one because it's fun, and then I can wear it for Halloween too if I really wanted to because it's got Skellity Boys on there. The next shirt is Killer Krampus. Liars don't get presents, they get sent to hell. So this is a Killer Cross shirt with him as Krampus. And it's a fun shirt. I don't know if it's necessarily my style, but there's definitely going to be a market for this one. And this is our colored shirt this month. It's kind of a heather gray blue kind of thing happening here, but yeah, Killer Krampus. That is I was not expecting a Killer Krampus shirt, not gonna lie. The next item is, of course, a Santa hat, and for jolly old Saint Mick. So there you go. You got Mick Foley right there with the Santa hat on. You got Saint Mick right there. So kind of nice. I don't have a Santa hat, so now I do have a Santa hat. There we go, and it fits pretty good. If you have a larger head, it might not fit so well. But if you wear like a 7 3/8, probably would be pretty okay. Anything more than that, it's gonna be risky. The Micro Brawler is good old Buff Daddy, Buff Bagwell, which is, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited for that guy. I always thought Buff had a really cool look. Always thought he'd be a pretty cool Micro Brawler. And as per usual, I'm right. So there it is. Good old Buff Daddy, who had just had his leg amputated a few months ago, which is pretty tragic, but had a hell of a Twitter account going for a while there. I mean, I had people do it for him, but it was still very entertaining. Very woke Buff Bagwell Twitter account. That was a fun couple of months, but there he is in all of his buffness, and of course he has the top hat, the big buff top hat, which is great. Hopefully next month we'll get Judy Bagwell on a forklift to go with it, but that's another battle for another month. So there's good old Buff Daddy. Let's see what else we got in here. Of course, they did this before with it was a Matt Cardona deathmatch first aid kit or whatever, but this time because as he's known for bleeding a lot, we got a Jon Moxley first aid kit, complete with bandages and stuff like that. I think the other one is in the car. Yeah, I put it in the car just in case, you're driving around and you get stabbed with a fork because Jon Moxley's, around and just starts stabbing people with forks. We have that one in the car. Maybe I should put this one in the car too. I don't know. Maybe keep it downstairs just because sometimes I randomly bleed down here. It has happened. Stub your toe or whatever on a chair, and there you go. But good old John Moxley first aid kit. It's got lots of goodies in here. We got some insect sting relief lotion. That's good stuff. You got some instant hand sanitizer, a couple of them guys, some burn gel, some lip balm just in case your lips get a little balmy. Alcohol cleansing pad, antiseptic towelette, insect sting relief pad, and some bandages. So I mean, you got a whole plethora of stuff here that good stuff to have around just in case, you know. So there's that. That is a fun item. The pin this month is your incredible Hulkhausen pin. Of course, because you can't have, you know, a box without Danhausen these days. So you got to have them in there. You got to have the Danhausen pin. Of course, I have the Danhausen Incredible Hulk micro brawler right here as well, which is obviously stylized after. So pretty cool. Gotta have Danhausen stuff. So I think that's like the 5th Danhausen pin. I think in one of these boxes, but I think there's one in the Danhausen box too. But I don't know. There's been a lot of Danhausen pins, but they're all quite a bit of fun. The next item is Tales from the Road. I'm guessing it's a Shotzi Blackheart one because I'm looking at it and you couldn't see it. But yeah, it looks like a story by Shotzi Blackheart and Mike Kingston. Got art by Doug Hills. Doesn't really say what it's about. It says How Tommy Tuxedo Stole Christmas. So yeah, it's all about this guy right here, Tommy Tuxedo, who kind of looks like Paul Heyman, and who probably would steal Christmas if given the opportunity, and probably Shotzi Blackheart saves the day. So that should be that'll be a good read. I will read that before bed at some point here in the near future. And last but not least, the autograph, which I can never get out of the box. So there we go. All right, we got the autograph, and it is RJ City with his signature styrofoam cup of coffee. So there's that. There's RJ City with an autograph. Pretty decent autograph. You get the RJ, you get the C, and then you kind of get the letters there. It's not, it's not the most readable autograph, but it's pretty good compared to some crates where the autograph is just, what is that? So that is it for this month. I feel like there's an item less. I don't know, maybe just because of the comic book or first aid kit, or I don't know, something feels a little off there. But I was gonna do last month or the AEW crate, and it ended up putting the video together. I was not in the mood to do it, and I did it anyways, and it didn't turn out very well. So I had the idea of rating the crate. Rate the crate. That rhymes. That's a segment. So I will go through the card, read what's on it, just to see if I screwed up anything. I don't think I did. And give my reviews of things and kind of give an overall rate for the crate. And so we have the Nightmare Before Christmas t-shirt. I'm gonna give that a solid 4. I like that they do a Christmas themed shirt, also Halloween based. Out of 5, a scale out of 5. What did you think?
I was worried it was 10.
Oh no, always out of 5, because the Meltzer scale, you got to do everything on the 5-star scale, of course. And when the Kenny Omega Kazuchika Okada item comes in, you give it 6.5 stars out of 5, because that's deserving of it. But yes, 4 out of 5 for the Jack Skellington Santa Claus shirt. We got the Killer Krampus Killer Cross shirt. I'm gonna give that a 3. I'm not the biggest Killer Cross guy. It's definitely wearable if you're going, if you're down with the Krampus and you're down with the Killer Cross. It's definitely wearable. It's not necessarily my kind of wearable, but I can definitely see people who like Killer Cross wearing this. And based on the line for him at the GCW American Dream Mall show, the line was insane for Killer Cross, and there's just always people around this table. So people love the Killer Cross. So, and that's great. More power to you. Not necessarily my guy, but hey, it's all good. The Buff Bagwell micro brawler. You know, I'm going to go for like 4.5 on the Buff Bagwell. I really like the buff. I think he's going to look great in the WCW section. I like when there's like people that are, when there's cool micro brawlers like this. And this one's a really cool one. Like the tights could have a little bit more design to it. The hat could have a little bit more design to it. If that was the case, I might have gone 5 on it. But the design's a little lacking. But otherwise, I mean, it's solid. Anybody that watched wrestling in this era or has a faint idea of wrestling will probably be able to tell you that this is Buff Bagwell, which is the entire point of a micro brawler. So very solid, and the bubble's a little thicker than usual, which because of the hat. So that's kind of cool too. It's just a little bit bigger, a little bit more care and extra work went into it. So I'm gonna go there with that. The Hulkhausen pin. If you're a Danhausen fan, you're probably going to love this. I'm going to go like 3.5 for this one, just because like Danhausen's kind of had some pins and stuff like that before. And it's one that like, I have a spot for it, but it's not one that I'm like excited to put up on the very top of my pin collection. The RJ City autographed 8x10. I'm going to go like a 3.5 for this one as well. I love RJ City. And I know he's kind of a polarizing figure, so some people aren't gonna, necessarily like this as much. But I'm always down for a random RJ City goodie because he's a very entertaining personality in professional wrestling, which is the entire point of professional wrestling. The Santa Mick Santa hat. You know what? Maybe that's why I thought we were an item short, because I was wearing it for most of the show. I'm gonna go with solid 4 because like I said, I don't have a Santa hat, and it's kind of just a fun item to have around the holidays. So I can wear this. I can wear my Wrestling Before Christmas t-shirt, and I'll be all wrestling Christmased up. And for all of our family gatherings, my wife can roll her eyes at how big of a dork she married. So that's her fault. The John Moxley First Aid Kit. I'll go 4 for this as well. I think I like practical items. I like things that you can actually use. So many of these items just end up, I've got, I think, 8 crates that are just full of stuff from previous boxes that just sit in there, and pillowcases and all sorts of whatever, drawstring bags, which we did end up using for the kids for a thing. And so sometimes things have random use, but like most of the time they just kind of sit in the box or whatever. And this is something that I can slide in the drawer down here in the wrestling cave and have around just in case a kid, needs some lip balm or something. So I'm gonna go for that. Plus I love John Moxley, and yeah. And the Tales from the Road comic book. I love me some comics. Again, this is going to be one of those items that not everybody's going to like because not everybody can read. But that's okay. We're all wrestling fans. We accept each other as we are. So I'm just going to go 3.5 out of this just because I haven't read it yet. But maybe I'll end up really liking it. But I always find these comic books they're only like 12 pages or so. And they're always just a little short. And it's just like, that was good. I could have went for more or whatever, and it's fine. It's a good little snack of a comic book, but it's never anything that's like, whoa, that was great. So that was it for this month. I think overall, I'll probably go with like the overall score, the overall rate the crate. I'll probably go like a 3.5 out of 5 for the whole shebang. Pretty safe figure. There's some things I really like. There's some things that I didn't necessarily love, but overall, everything kind of was pretty decent. So you kind of got your money's worth there. I could definitely see some people who get it who will not like it though. So that's why I'm kind of like 3.5, because I know some people will be like, what do I need a first aid kit for? Or what? I don't want a Santa hat or whatever. There's always those dorks online that complain about everything, but that's what the internet's for, I guess. So that's it for this month. This is the last one for 2025. So we have a spoiler alert for what the next crate contains. It contains items, and this is coming in January 2026. It contains items from Tanahashi, which is perfectly timed for his final match. We got Owen Hart. You got a Tony Storm item. You got Hangman Adam Page. You got Mark Marrow, El Matador Tito Santana, and the Young Bucks. So that's a pretty solid lineup of people. And if I had to fathom, I mean, I know a lot of people get the crates because of the Micro Brawler primarily, and there's definitely some opportunity for either an El Matador Tito Santana one, or maybe a Mark Marrow one, or Johnny B. Bad one, or something like that. Those will both be pretty cool. So we'll see. We'll see what we get next month, or not next month, but 2 months from now, next crate. And yeah, in the meantime, I'm Brent, and I like wrestling, and you should probably watch it. All right, bye.